Well, shade trees are important in any landscape, but what happens if they get sick? And what is the sickness? How do you battle it? Thankfully, we have an expert with us again today. His name is Ryan Pankow. He is the horticulture educator, expert, whatever you want to call him at the U of I Extension. Hey, Ryan, how are you?
Hey, good to see you, Tim. Yeah, always happy to come on and talk about trees, one of my favorite topics.
Well, and today we're talking more specifically about bacterial leaf scorch. This is a really cool name for something that I'm guessing is probably not a super cool thing to have. Tell me about it.
Yeah, not a super cool thing to have. It's a pretty common disease or pathogen of a lot of native shade trees. A lot of our larger shade trees is where we see this as an issue in the landscape, but it's also a problem in grape production and fruit production. We've seen this pathogen kind of expanding its range, and most recently in olive production in Italy, we had a big outbreak a few years ago it's kind of started to draw a little more attention to this. There's more research on this particular pathogen, but the big issue for shade trees is that we really don't have a cure. So once your tree is diagnosed with this, it's just some of those basic recommendations for watering and mulching and kind of nourishing your tree along. But we kind of know that it's most likely going to be the cause of death for your tree. Now, why it's important to diagnose this is that a lot of these scorch symptoms are very similar to what you might see from drought stress or environmental stress this time of year. And so if it is environmentally caused stress or a drought stress that's causing these symptoms in your tree, that's something we can treat and we can start to look at, but we need to rule out bacterial leaf scorch first. And so the nice thing about it, or I guess one of the good things, is that I've only, this pathogen typically occurs on trees in the red oak family. So that's a portion of oak trees in our area, and the most common are red oak, pin oak, and shingle oak. So those are the trees that I'm usually looking at when folks have questions. If they have, this time of year is when this pathogen shows up. If they have brown, crispy leaves on those trees, this is the time of year we're looking at, could this be bacterial leaf scorch? And is it something, or can we address it as drought stress?
So I was going to ask, you mentioned a couple of the things that you should be looking for. Are there ways to prevent this bacterial leaf scorch? Obviously, if it's drought, then you can deal with that a little bit. But what do you do to keep it from happening, or is there something?
Well, there's really not, and that's another really tricky thing with this pathogen. So it's caused by a bacteria, but it's transmitted from tree to tree by an insect. So when a leaf-feeding insect pierces that leaf and starts to feed on it, it introduces that bacteria, and then the bacteria is able to spread throughout the tree, even down to roots where it could share that pathogen with a tree next to it if they had a root graft. So no, there's not a way we can really stop that spread, and there's not like a real defined pattern as to how this insect feeding spreads it. It tends to just kind of pop up on the landscape in a lot of different places, honestly.
It sounds a little bit like COVID for trees. There's nothing you can do about it at the moment. It is passed from tree to tree. So let's say you're concerned about a tree in your yard, or you own a business and it's on the property there. What is the process to even begin to diagnose this and then do your best to keep your tree as healthy as possible until the end, I guess?
Sure. Well, I mean, the first step is kind of finding, the telltale symptoms. So that would be, brown and dying leaves this time of year. It wouldn't be just leaves all over the canopy dying. It'd be one spot where those insects kind of start feeding, and that start to spread outward. You might have seen dead limbs or branches there, or leaves in that same spot last year where it kind of spread from. And so so brown and dying leaves are one of the characteristics, but in a lot of cases with this infection, you see a leaf that I have a pretty good picture of it that we'll run here, that has, kind of a brown margin on the outside edge of the leaf that's dead, then a colorful band, and then green along the veins. So that's kind of just it's not, but that's not the only way to that's not the last diagnostic thing we need for this. We actually need a lab test to identify this pathogen. So locally here in the Champaign-Urbana area, the U of I Plant Clinic does run this test. This is the time of year we're looking to test for these. And so I highly recommend, if you have these symptoms, if you have a red oak, a shingle oak, or anything in the red oak family that's showing these symptoms, contact the plant clinic and they can give you more details on how to take a sample and how to submit that sample.
All right. Well, man, I learn something new every day, and this entire segment was news to me. So thanks for sharing, Ryan. We will connect everybody on our website with those symptoms and more details that Ryan shared. All you need to do is go to CILiving.tv. Thanks, Ryan.